and welcome to my channel. So for my first video I thought I would do like a haul video from the last couple of months, so like a collective haul of all the manga I've picked up in the last 2 months, I would say. But first of all, I'd like to apologise if I sound a little bit congested. I think I'm going to get a cold soon, or this is the starting of a cold, which isn't great, but bear with me. So I do apologise if I sound a little bit like funky, but let's just move on with that, shall we? So I've got 7 series that I picked up in the last 2 months. One's completed, one's almost complete. I think there's like 3 volumes left to complete. And actually no, take that back, two series have been completed. One's almost completed and the other 3 are ongoing series. So at the moment I'm kind of on a finish collecting what I've already started to collect in my bookshelves, because I've got a bad habit of like not finishing what I collect and just end up with like loads and loads of different series just not finished. So kind of like my goal is to try and get them done within the next few months, or at least as many as I possibly can within the next few months, and then I can start on some interesting new titles that I've had my eyes on for a little while. So anyway, without further ado, let's get into the haul, shall we? So first of all, I've got The Legend of Arata by Uwatase. Uwatase is probably one of my favourite manga artists. She's done the likes of Fushigi Yugi, Fushigi Yugi, which I believe is a prequel to Fushigi Yugi, and this has also got a new title of hers coming out next year, which is then the next step in the series for Fushigi Yugi, and I can't remember the title off the top of my head, but this is volume 1. I'll just read the back. It says, in a world where humans and gods coexist, Arata is the unfortunate successor to the Hime clan. Unfortunate because if he's not cross-dressing to hide his gender 1 minute, he's fleeing for his life the next. When Arata winds up in the modern world and switches places with a boy named Arata Hinohara, it's a wonder which Arata's actually better off. Hinohara is the spitting image of Arata, so he suddenly finds himself fighting people after his life. As he navigates through this foreign world filled with power-hungry warriors who will come to his aid. One thing's for sure, it's not easy being Arata. But I am a quarter of the way through, I would say, and it's really interesting, and I'm quite looking forward to seeing where this story goes. Actually going out of print soon, I believe, or it's on its way out. So when I saw this lot, I couldn't help myself, I had to pick it up. I got 1 to 10, but this is volume 1. Let me get a couple of volumes so I'm not just doing one at a time. Volume 2, from what I've read so far, I believe this one's a princess, and Arata has to take her place, otherwise his family could get executed, I believe, from what I've read so far, if I can remember. Volume 3, and I think these are like the warriors and stuff, but as I say, I haven't actually read too far into the series, so I can't really give you too much information on it. That's volume 4. Her art is just stunning. One of Uwatase's works that I really love is Ceres, and I've got that one complete as well, but that one's really good. I believe this is Arata Hinohara, so the one that he swaps with and goes to the other world. I believe that's him. And yeah, so I kind of like, I love like darker shoujo series, something that's like not quite like a shonen but not really a shoujo either, so something that's got a mix of both. But that's volume 6. Volume 7, and can we just appreciate how stunning these are? Sorry about the glare. I'll get this lighting situation sorted at some point. But 7, 8, 9 and 10. As I say, this one is completed at 24, but I haven't managed to get any more yet, but I will get them sooner or later, hopefully. going on to the next series. Now the first 3 I've got in bag because it came in a lot with the first 3 included, but that is Gentleman's Alliance Cross by Irina Tanimura, who is another one of my favourite shoujo manga artists. I've got The Legend of Princess Sakura, Mistress Fortunes, I've got the first 2 volumes of Idle Dreams and Kamikaze Kaitojin, and that was the second series that I ever finished completing when I first started collecting, like over 10 years ago. But this one looks rather interesting as well. I think it's completed at 11 volumes if I remember correctly. But this one's more of like a romance compared to the other ones, more I think of action, whereas this one's a romance. I'll read you the synopsis on the back. It says, in return for a business loan of 50 million yen, the prestigious Kamiya family gave their daughter Hine away to the Otamiya family. Hine, now an Otamiya, is appointed to the student council of the exclusive Imperial Academy, a private school for the aristocracy, isn't it? I think that's how you say it. Even though Hine is of proper lineage to be on the council, she finds herself struggling to find her place among the many secrets of its elite members, especially those of the president who holds her heart, Shuzumasa Toga, aka the Emperor. So it's kind of like, I presume it's like a romance. I'm sure it is. But that's Hine. That's is that Hine? Hane? That second one is the Emperor, and I believe that's one of the student council members, but that's the first 3 volumes. As I say, I really love Irina Tanimura's art. It's stunning, like really stunning. And I don't know if any of you guys know that actually Viz Media, well, obviously you probably do, Viz Media picked up the Kamikaze Kaitojin and re-released it into 5 volumes, but that series actually did have an anime at one point, but unfortunately nobody ever English dubbed it, so I'm kind of gutted about that, but it's a really good series. And can I just say, like, this guy, from what I've read the first volume and half of the second volume, this guy seems real creepy, so I'm not quite sure what his role to play is in this story yet, but he just seems like a right weirdo. That one is volume 8 and volume 9. I do apologise for the glare, it's kind of irritating me right now. But onto the next series, which is the only series that isn't Viz Media. I don't know if you can tell within my background, pretty much all of my collection is Viz Media, only because they have one of my some of my favourite series, and 2, they're just easier and cheaper for me to collect. There are so many series from like Kodansha and Yen Press that I like, but it's just too expensive for me to collect on my budget that I have, which is rather small. But this is the next series. It is complete with 3 volumes. If you wonder why the art looks familiar, it's because it's done by a former artist of the Clamp Circle. But this is it Morioku Kaiden Legend of the Nymph? I believe that's how you say it. But that's volume 1. Kind of reminds me, like flicking through it, I haven't actually read any of these yet, but like flicking through it kind of reminds me of like RG Vader. I don't know, it just gives me those vibes. Obviously this lady is a former Clamp member, but if you look at the art, it really does give me like RG Vader vibes. Volume 2, she's so cute as well. She kind of looks like this character, I presume it's a girl, I don't know, I think it is kind of reminds me of one of the cloud cards from Cardcaptor Sakura. Is it like Blossom, the one with the flower, or is it Flower? I'm not quite sure, I can't remember what she's called. It's been ages since I've actually read or seen the anime, but it looks really pretty. And the final volume, but I'm really interested to read this series. I'm a really big fan of Clamp. I've got quite a few of their titles, not all of them though. I have got Cardcaptor Sakura, Magic Knight Rayearth, and Part 2. Angelic Layer, Suki, Kabuto, Wish, Tsubasa, and Holic. They're the other ones I've got. But I'm super excited about the new Rayearth release, which is coming out by Kodansha, but it's kind of pricey, so I'm not sure if I'll be picking that up yet. One can only hope for a decent Christmas present. But that's volume 3, which means that one's complete. And moving on to the last 3 series, that are all single volumes, are the current up-to-date ones, and no surprise, they are all shonen and Viz Media titles. The first one being Dr. Stone. Like, I absolutely frigging love this series, and the anime is stunning as well. I just love how like quirky and like weird it is, and like not normally something that I would go for, but I love how like everything is like turned to pretty much nothing, like the Stone Age, and they have to build it all back from like essentially nothing, and he's just using the power of science. I just find it really exciting. I think this one leaves on a cliffhanger as well, actually. Yeah, it does. But I can't wait till to the 9th volume to come out. I'm actually reading these, like this one and the next one I'll show you, I'm reading like volume by volume, because I just don't have chance to read like the volumes as and when they come out, but I just find it a more enjoyable experience. So please do not spoil anything in the comments down below, otherwise I'll be very mad. But no spoilers on this channel, please. But yeah, I'm super excited about this, and the art, as always, is stunning. I don't want to show you just in case some of you guys haven't caught up, but I wonder if I could just find you like a title page or something. Is there a title page in here? I don't want to give anything away. That's the title page. But like the art is just stunning, and it's probably one of my favourite shonen titles being released at the moment. That one, as well as this one. Another one I'm reading volume by volume, which is Katsume no Yaiba, Demon Slayer. So I'm friggin' in love with this series. I've only got volume 1 because I started reading it on the Shonen app like a while ago, and I think I got to the part where they were in the mountains or something like that, and then I kind of gave up reading, so I heard that they were gonna bring it to print, like actual physical volumes, so I was just like, oh, I'll just wait until then. And since then I haven't, so this is like the first volume that I've picked up, and it took bloody ages to get hold of this volume, only because everywhere that I looked everything was sold out. Like, it's obviously a really popular series for obvious reasons, but I am up to date with anime, and I can't wait until the movie comes out, which I believe, does it like show the train, is it the train arc or something like that? I don't know, please don't spoil. But I can't wait to get on and read more of these. Hopefully sort of like by the end of this year I would have caught up with this series volume release wise. But yeah, that is Katsume no Yaiba volume 1. Oh, can I just say how quirky this art is as well? I love the fact that it's not something that you generally see in like manga art. Like, I know people weren't 100% on it to start off with, but I love that sort of like quirky art style, something that's like not the run of the norm stuff, and it just like is aesthetically pleasing to me, so I quite enjoy this. But that's volume 1 of Demon Slayer, and on to the final volume. Oh, excuse me. On to the final volume, and that is One Piece volume 91. I don't know if you can tell in the background, is my One Piece going all the way along the top, but this is volume 91. We finally reached 1.0 in volume 90. Yeah, volume 90, we finally reached 1.0, and I am friggin' excited about this. I'm not reading this volume to volume. I do keep up with the chapters on the Shonen Jump app. Otherwise, I just would never be able to get through it. There's so many volumes and it just takes so long. So I'm got 91. I haven't got 92 yet. I'll probably get that next month. And I think there's a gap in my collection from, yeah, I've got up to 76 and then from 84 to 91, so I've got a good 7 or 8 volumes to catch up on this series. But I'm so excited of how this series is going. Like, 1.0 is going to be an epic arc and I can't wait to see how this story pans out. But from what I hear, Oda is planning on wrapping up this series within 5 years. Whether that's true or not, I have absolutely no idea, but I kind of wish he doesn't. It's like possibly one of my favourite series ever of like all time for shonen, and I'll be so upset, like literally so upset if this and when it ends, it will be so gutting. So that is volume 91. So that concludes my haul for the last couple of months. I hope you liked my first video. If you did, like, give me a comment and a like down in the comment section below. But I plan on doing sort of like maybe some review videos on some of the stuff that I've been reading or maybe what I'm watching. I'm also a massive nerd when it comes to Korean dramas as well, so occasionally you might find like a little Korean like rant or rave or like review or something on this channel. If there's anything in particular that you want to see, like give me a comment in the comment section below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But if you have any recommendations as well, let me know. I'll be sure to like try some of them out. But yeah, so let me know what you think, and until next time guys, thank you for watching. Bye.